Child, do you truly believe you arrive here by chance? Do you really think this video came to you just by an algorithm, as if it were nothing? It wasn't by luck, chance, or coincidence. It is I who brought you to this moment because there's something urgent I need to share with you. Listen carefully to every word. In the next few minutes, your faith will begin to stir, and what once seemed impossible will start to turn in your favor. Something great is about to enter your home, your story, your life. But before this happens, I need you to stay with me until the end because I have prepared a special reward for you, a door that will open right where you thought it was closed forever. I know you are tired, carrying pains that no one else sees. I've seen your hidden tears, the ones you shed alone in silence, the prayers you can no longer speak out loud, and the thoughts that cry out within. I have heard every word your heart didn't have the strength to say, and that's why I brought you here, to speak directly to you. The words you hear are not random. They are meant to reach the deepest, most painful parts of your soul. This is not magic. It is not coincidence. It is an answer, a guide, and a help I am sending into your life. A blessing is already on its way. A miracle is coming to your home, but I need your attention, my child, because while you listen, I am already working on your behalf. I am moving things that seem stuck, breaking invisible chains, and pushing away dangers you can't even see. Every word that touches your heart now is like a spiritual brick, rebuilding the foundation of your life and your future. Do not turn away. Do not close this message. You will be amazed at what will happen next. At the end of this, I will give you something that will change the course of your life. Take a deep breath. Quiet your thoughts and open your heart. What was broken will begin to heal. What was out of place will begin to come together. Nothing is lost. Nothing is over. I am here, and my voice reaches yours today. Write in the comments, Lord, I receive your miracle. This is an act of faith, a sign that opens the doors to what is unseen. My child, listen carefully. You did not end up here by chance. It wasn't luck or coincidence, but my purpose. I shaped the circumstances for you to be here right now, when everything in your life feels stuck, when your heart feels heavy, and your soul is drained. I see you smiling on the outside, but inside you hold tears that no one sees. I know you deeply. I know your silences, your strength, and even your weariness. That's why today I tell you, you are not alone. I've never distanced myself from you, even when you thought my silence meant I had abandoned you. I was there, working on your behalf, watching over your home, your family, your work, and your emotions. I didn't bring you here to judge you, accuse you, or make you feel guilty. I brought you here to uplift you, to heal you, and to prepare you, because something great is about to begin, and it all starts within you. You are just a few steps away from what you've been praying for all these years, even when you haven't had the courage to fully believe it. But I can, and I will. Soon, a spiritual movement will begin in your home. You won't see it with your eyes, but you will feel it in your soul. Peace will replace anxiety. Comfort will replace pain. You will understand that I, the Lord, have entered your most personal space. I needed to pause you right here, to let you breathe, to let you look inside and realize that you are still at the center of my will. It's not too late. You haven't wasted time. Your prayer hasn't been in vain. I still have plans for your life. Don't let the voices of the world or the whispers of fear convince you that you failed. You are a work in progress, and every great work takes time. I am the architect of your life, and in my plans, there are no mistakes. I designed you with love, purpose, and destiny. If you've made it this far, leave a word of faith in the comments, I believe. Sometimes, the heart shuts itself off from hope, but today I am here to open that door once again. The miracle is already on its way, and it will touch not just your life, but also your home, your family, and your dreams. It is time to believe again, not just with words, but with a faith that rises even through the pain. One day, you will look back and thank this moment because it marks the start of a new chapter. I am the God who starts, sustains, and fulfills every promise. Do not fear, do not run, do not give up. My presence beside you is already a sign of victory. And now, my child, I want to tell you something that will lift the weight you carry within. While you thought you were arriving late, I was already ahead of you. You're watching the clock of the earth, counting the days, fearing the deadlines, and feeling like life is slipping away. But you forget that my time is different, that heaven doesn't work according to your schedule. You think you're waiting, but really, it's the miracle that is getting closer. Everything has its moment. You've heard this many times before, but today, it's my voice telling you, your waiting was not wasted. Every tear had been collected, every prayer answered. And when it seemed like there was no response, I was simply adjusting the timing. An eternal miracle can feel like a problem. An unexpected promise can seem like a burden. But you were not born to carry burdens, you were born to bring glory. This glory will rest on your home. Soon, you will feel the first signs of what I'm doing in the unseen. Write in the comments, I trust in your time, Lord. You've wondered why so much waiting, why so many trials. Have you asked yourself if I had forgotten you, if your prayers really mattered? Today, I tell you that nothing has been in vain. Everything you've gone through has been to prepare the ground for a time of abundance and victory that is about to unfold. And when the change starts to show, you will realize that it wasn't a delay, but a perfect plan. Everything will come together, and you will see with your own eyes what was already planned for you. My timing never fails. My child, listen closely. I created you to live with joy, not to carry burdens. The new time that is coming will be marked by peace and renewal. The doors that were once closed will open, and you will know that it was I who guided each step. I am never late. I prepare every detail carefully. I have been putting everything in its place, removing those who were standing in the way of your blessing, closing doors that seemed right but only distracted you, and quieting desires that felt urgent but were not yet for your good. While doing all this, I have been preparing the perfect moment to say, now, and listen closely, that now is closer than you think. You are about to experience the greatest change of your life. When everything begins to take shape, you will remember these words and understand. It was God. Only He could make something this great happen. So stop comparing yourself to others. Stop feeling left behind, and stop thinking you are falling behind. Heaven has already set the right time, and your name is among those who will receive. I walk beside you, and the time to honor you is near, not because you deserve it, but because I love you. Your home will feel my presence. The atmosphere around you will shift. The negative words that have been spoken against you will fall to the ground. What I promised you will be fulfilled with such perfection that you will even believe what you are about to experience. And when you see it all come to life, you will understand that it wasn't luck, but the time of God. Write in the comments, God's timing is perfect, my child. Now that you understand heaven is working in your favor, let me remind you of something you may have buried deep in your heart. The promise is still alive. Even though you doubted, even though you thought too much time had passed, even though the world made you believe it was no longer for you, what I promised you remains unchanged. I do not change like people do. I do not forget as others forget. I do not take back what I say. If I promised, I will do it. You may have stumbled, you may have stopped, you may have fallen, or felt tired and confused, but none of this has stopped my plan for you. You are still the one I promised to bless, and so is your home. What I have prepared for you is not small, for I am a God who does everything with fullness and purpose. There are people who looked at you and said, "It won't matter." There are those who judge you by your failures, only pointing out your weaknesses. But I know your heart. I see what others cannot, and that is why I have never stopped believing in you. The promise is still alive, it still beats, it still shines, it still moves. It doesn't die because it's been delayed. Some seeds take time to grow, but when they bloom, they change everything. It will be the same for you. If this speaks to you, write in the comments, the promise is still alive. You thought you wasted time believing in dreams that seemed impossible, but today I'm here to tell you that the harvest has already begun. Do you remember that prayer made through tears? That dream you kept silent because you were afraid of being mocked? The desire that seemed too big? I heard it, I treasured it, and I remembered. Now, I am putting everything back in its place. I am lifting you up, reigniting your passion, adjusting your direction, and bringing you back to the path of the promise. You are not outside of my plan. You are right in the middle of it. You just needed to stop believing that your mistakes had erased your future. I do not erase promises. I simply wait for the right moment to fulfill them. And that moment is here, knocking at your door. Do you know why? Because you kept going even when you had no strength left. You sought me even when you were hurt. You came here not fully understanding why, but I knew exactly what I needed to say to you. Now you know that the promise is still alive, and it will be fulfilled. It doesn't matter who doubts you, who walked away, or what they said. If I promised it, I will do it. Get your heart ready, because this message is more than just words, it's a warning from heaven. It's the sound of the spiritual trumpet announcing your turning point. It's the wind of my spirit reminding you of the promises I made. If I speak to you today, it's because the promise is still alive, and you are still my chosen one. My child, if you've made it this far, it's because faith is being reborn in you. That promise you almost gave up on, that word that seemed forgotten today, I show you that it's still alive. But I know you might wonder, if the promise is alive, why does my life still seem stuck? Why does everything feel like it's not moving forward? Now I will reveal what you couldn't see. It's not the promise that's stagnant, it's what's been blocking it. And today I break those chains. There's a chain that has been holding you back, and today I break it. Your prayers were never ignored, but they were blocked by situations, people, feelings, and even your own choices. But now, I'm removing every obstacle, my child. I know you've carried burdens that weren't yours to carry. I know you've tried to do it all alone, but you weren't made for that. You were made to trust in me. And now, it's time to let go of control, to open up those areas you've been hiding. What you couldn't fix with your strength, I will release with my power. Take a deep breath and give me everything that weighs you down. The heavens are already in motion. I am opening paths where you only saw walls. I am touching places that no one else could heal. And when I open them, I can close them again. You will see your home transform, and you will feel lightness replacing the burden of fatigue. You will sleep better and walk with a sense of freedom. Write in the comments, "God is freeing my life, my child." Now that you understand, I am removing the things that were blocking the fulfillment of the promise. I want you to hold on to this truth. You will not lose what I have prepared for you. There are things that are yours by right, spiritual treasures I have set aside just for you, and no one can take them from me. I also want you to understand something else. What I am preparing for you is not just a single moment. It will leave an everlasting impact on your life and on the lives of those around you. Your testimony will be proof that I never forget my promises. There are promises written with your name. There are blessings reserved just for you, and no one can take them from you. I know you feared losing what you desire most. You wondered, what if everything goes wrong again? What if someone takes my place? What if what was meant for me is given to someone else? What if I miss my chance? My child, listen closely. You haven't lost anything. I have been protecting you. Many times when I say not yet, you think it means never, but that's not the case. It's simply preparation, simply waiting. Think of a child reaching for something hot on the stove. They want to grab it without understanding the danger. You too want things right now, not realizing that waiting would keep you safe. But I am a father, and a father protects. I protect even from the things you don't yet understand. There are doors I haven't opened yet because something much better is waiting for you. I've kept people away from your life because they would only slow you down. There are opportunities you thought were lost, but they were never meant for you. What is truly yours, no one can take. What I have planned, no one can destroy. And what comes from heaven, hell cannot touch. You need to stop living in fear. Fear of losing your job, fear of losing people, fear of losing opportunities, fear of losing time. With me, nothing is lost. With me, everything is transformed. Even if something slipped through your hands, I can return it to you in another form, stronger, more beautiful, more complete, because when I restore it, no one will ever be able to say it was ever broken. You thought everything was too late, but in truth, it was a perfect time, the moment for the miracle, the time of the living promise, the time of what I had planned for you. And now, that time is coming. That news you've been waiting for, that answer, that change you thought would never happen, is already on its way. I am moving heaven for you, and what is yours will arrive with my divine seal of guarantee. Nothing will stop you from living what I have written for your life. Your story will not end in failure. Your victory will shock many. There will be people who won't understand how you recovered. How did you win? How did you get here? And when they ask, you will say, it was God. He promised me and He fulfilled it. No one could take what was meant for me. Leave a word of thanks in the comments if you feel this message speaks to your heart. So don't despair, don't feel inferior, and don't think you've lost. because you haven't. You are about to receive, and when I release something, no one can stop it, delay it, or take it from you. Prepare yourself. What I have for you is closer than you think. Stand firm, keep the faith, stay with me because you will not lose. You will live the promise I've made to you. My child, after all I've shown you, let me remind you of something you might not want to remember. Those tears you cried in secret, in the quiet of the night, when no one saw you, when everyone thought everything was fine, but inside, everything was falling apart. I saw every single one. I saw when you held back tears so you wouldn't worry anyone, when you locked yourself away and cried in silence. I felt when your heart quietly said to me, God, I can't take this anymore. I heard you, and I wept with you. I am not a distant or cold God. I am not absent. I am your Father, and a Father listens. A Father protects. A Father embraces. Those tears that fell on your pillow, the ones you thought no one would ever know about, I collected them one by one, and I've kept them as precious seeds. From those seeds, miracles will grow, promises will be fulfilled, and testimonies will shape lives. Your tears are already turning into answers. There will come a time when you will look back at all you've been through and ask, how did I make it through this? And I will answer, it was because I carried you when no one else could. My child, you are stronger than you realize. Even without knowing it, you faced things that could have broken so many others. But you're still here. You didn't give up. You cried, but you didn't stop. You fell, but you rose again. You doubted, but you stood firm. And today, I remind you that every tear shed in faith becomes a cry that reaches my throne. I saw when you were betrayed, when you were rejected, when no one saw your worth, when you were ignored, when you were despised. Yet you kept seeking me. You could have rebelled, but you didn't. You stayed silent and said only, Lord, help me. And those words shook the heavens. Because when my child calls out to me in pain, I don't ignore them. I act. That's why today the heavens are moving on your behalf. Today, peace will fill your home. Today, your soul will find rest. Today, change begins. Because anyone who cries out to me will experience victory. Write in the comments, God has seen my tears and will honor me. I will wipe your tears, lift your head, and give you reasons to smile again. Many won't understand how you found the strength to overcome, but I know exactly why. I am the one who renews you. Do not doubt anymore. I was there when no one stood by your side. And if you found this message today, it is because the reward has already begun. Prepare yourself. You will no longer cry out of pain, but out of gratitude. What I am doing behind the scenes will surprise you once you've dried your tears and remember that I saw everything. Now, I ask you to rise within yourself, because the door you've been waiting for, the one that seemed closed and forgotten, has already started to move. You may not see it yet, but I have already begun the process, and it's not just any door, but the right one. This door will lead you exactly where I've prepared for you, and it will change the course of your life. Many have walked through the wrong doors and lost their way, but that won't be your story. And I tell you to be ready, because when this door opens, nothing and no one will be able to stop you. Some have entered beautiful places but found pain inside. But with you, I want to do things differently. Now you are more sensitive, and your heart is more open. Today, You hear my voice clearly. You no longer go through life automatically, as if it were just a series of meaningless events. Now, you seek my guidance, and I never abandon those who seek me with all their heart. That's why the door opening for you is not by chance, it carries a purpose. It will open at just the right time, not too soon to overwhelm you, nor too late to hold you back, but at the perfect moment to help you grow and move forward. My child, I don't take my promises lightly, and I don't act on impulse. I am the God who carefully plans every step. When I open a door, it's because the way has already been cleared, the ground is prepared, and the environment is ready to welcome you. That door could represent many things: a new job, a reconciliation, healing, freedom, or a change in your city, your way of thinking, your vision, or your life. You may not fully understand what it is yet, but inside you can feel that something is different. And that's because I have begun to move what has been stuck for so long. You know why I've started now. It's because you chose to trust. You entrusted me with your life, and you didn't give up on your faith, even when everything around you told you to walk away. You may not realize it, but while you cried, I was already turning the handle. While you prayed, I was already unlocking the doors. While you listened to this message, I was giving orders to the heavens. Prepare the way for my child. And heaven obeys. The angels move. The impossible bends, because those who carry my promise are never bound forever. Leave a comment below with the word promise if you believe that God never forgets what He has promised. The door will open, and you won't have to force it. It will happen naturally, simply, and smoothly, just when your heart is ready to receive what I've prepared. What comes from me doesn't cause confusion. It brings peace, light, and clear direction. My child, take a deep breath. That door you thought would never open, that answer you believed was impossible, that path that seemed closed, has already started to shift. I will surprise you. When you look back, you will understand why you had to wait. You will see that every tear, every silent moment, and every prayer was worth it. When you step through the door, you won't be alone. I will be right beside you. I will guide you, protect you, and bless you, because that door isn't the end, it's only the beginning of all I will still do in your life. There's so much more to come, so much more than you can imagine. Now that the door is moving, I want to do an even deeper work inside you. Today, I declare the end of everything that has been holding you back. There are invisible chains that have kept you stuck for so long, and you didn't even realize it. They made no sound, but they slowed down your steps, your mind, your courage, and your dreams. Today, I break those chains. There are emotional prisons built from the harsh words thrown at you. People who hurt you with words that made you believe you weren't good enough, that you would never succeed, that no one loved you, and that you were just a burden. But all of this is a lie. You are my child, and those who belong to me do not live trapped by human labels. I break those voices inside you. From this moment on, you will no longer look at yourself in the mirror with fear of being who you are. You will see yourself as I see you, a person filled with courage, purpose, and destiny. There are also spiritual chains, burdens you've carried for years, curses you were told you would inherit, and cycles that keep repeating in your family that you cannot explain. But I know them all, and today I say, enough, it is finished. From now on, a new season will replace the old. Write the word freedom in the comments if you believe that God will break every chain in your life. Your chain of fear of living, of trying to grow and living. But this fear does not come from me, so today it falls to the ground, towerless. My child, you must breathe again, trust, and release yourself from the things that steal your peace, rest, and hope. There are wounds that keep you bound, traumas, painful memories, guilt for past mistakes. But listen closely to what I say. Nothing from your past holds more power than my grace. Nothing you've experienced can erase what I am preparing for you. I even free you from guilt, from self-punishment, and from constantly comparing yourself to others. I free you from the knot in your chest that suffocates you when you try to move forward. I am the God who opens locks without keys, who breaks chains with just one word, who steps into the prison of your soul and says, "Rise, your time has come." You will feel this freedom like a heavy weight being lifted from your shoulders, like a fresh breeze sweeping through your home, like a relief in your heart you didn't even realize you needed. From this day forward, you will no longer walk with your feet bound. You will walk freely, lightly, with a clear purpose, because I am the God who sets you free. And when I set you free, it's forever, with no going back to the past. If anyone ever told you that you would never change, that your life would always be the same, that you were born to suffer, today I cancel those words and replace them with new ones. My child, my plan for you is much bigger than you think. You are not a mistake. You are not just a coincidence. You were conceived, loved, and chosen by me. Inside of you is a future that only I can unlock, and nothing can stop it. Always remember, my hands never leave those who trust in me. I don't forget. I don't abandon. I don't betray. I finish what I start, and in you, I have already begun a great work. You were born to be free, and today this freedom begins to take root in your life. It's not just a feeling, it's a promise that is growing within you. Write in the comments, God is putting an end to everything that had me captive. My child, now that I have taken from your hands what bound you, now that I've broken the chains that held you both inside and out, it's time to go deeper and lift the weight that has burdened you for so long. You've carried things on your shoulders that I never asked you to. Responsibilities that drained you, pains that wounded your soul, guilt that wasn't yours, pressures and expectations that stole your strength. Even when you were weary, even with trembling steps and a tired heart, you kept smiling, walking, pretending everything was fine. But I see what others don't. I see those moments when you want to scream, cry endlessly, or even disappear. I know the weight pressing on your chest, the feeling of it stealing your breath. I know what it's like to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. This isn't weakness, my child. This is the burden you were never meant to carry, and that's why I came to lift you. Today I declare, what was too much for you, I will carry myself. There have been battles you fought with your own strength, but true victory will come when you give me control. It's not about how long you can endure, but about how much I can do for you. You've tried to solve it all alone. You've spent sleepless nights searching for answers, strategies, and ways out. Listen, my child. What you can't solve with human hands, I can fix with a single breath. There are bills you can't pay, relationships you can't heal, wounds you don't know how to face. All of this has become a burden, but today, I invite you to place it in my hands.